It's almost like a euphoric feeling. The first time I did this, I was actually amazed that my whole youth was spent messing around with recreational drugs, and I could have just been sitting in my bedroom doing a little bit of holotrophic breath work, when your lungs can actually produce something called DMT naturally. And it is quite an amazing feeling. I'd have saved myself a lot of money if I'd have known this stuff back in the day. Sorry.
Me too, brother.
Yeah. Hi guys, so I've been talking about doing a breathwork video for a little while now, and this is Luke. Luke come on one of the first retreats that I held at the beginning of the year. We went into the North Yorkshire Dales and did a 7-day hard dry fast together, and Luke made it to just over 4.5 days with no food or water.
Yeah.
How did you find that process?
It was actually surprising, because I'd heard that you can't go more than 3 days without water without dying, which is completely not true. I did 4 and a bit days, and it was absolutely fine. And we were going hard at that retreat as well. We were going to the gym, we were hiking. So I'm really excited to push myself more.
Yeah, well, as you know, I'd done 14 not too long after that without food or water, but with contact with water. So that was bathing in pink Himalayan salt to absorb some minerals through the outside inwards. And today I've been talking a lot about breathwork, and I've studied lots of different breathwork teachers, some of the top breathwork teachers in the world. I always advise people, it's quite interesting to watch Wim Hof. This guy holds 28 world records. Guy's an absolute phenomenon. He can hold his breath for 7 minutes and swim under ice. Amazing. Do you want to say something on him?
Yeah, he's crazy.
Yeah, very, very interesting.
In the best ways. You might have heard of like doing ice baths and stuff. He's all about that deep immersion and just pushing the limits of what is possible. It's all very scientific. It's all done in very controlled ways. And he's just totally blown the perceptions of what is possible for humans out there.
So they've actually done a study with him where they injected him with a certain illness, and he managed to use the cells in his body to create the cure for that illness, where most people would be sweating and almost passed out. He managed to stay completely within himself and combat the whole thing just by mental thought and breathing. We probably brought him up because we're just about to go and do a little bit of a jump into a river down the road. We're obviously in the middle of winter. I think it's going to be about 3 or 4 degrees in the river, so it'd be interesting to see how we get on.
Cold.
But Wim will tell you that you want to get as much oxygen into the body as possible. So he does his breath work through the mouth, and just in and out, getting as much in as possible. I've made up my own, which works for me, and I'm hoping by watching this video you can try it out and try his version and kind of mishmash the two and see what works for you, because it's all about what finding works for you, because everybody's different and we're all here to help each other and find our own way around things. So what I'm going to get Luke to do here is I'm going to talk you through it. We're going to imagine that our chakras running through the center of our body, and we're going to do first breathing through the nose and breathing out through the nose. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this like a thermometer. So we're going to breathe into the belly, take a deep breath into the belly, and then out through the nose. And it's going to do it slowly at first, and then we're going to go 30 reps quite fast. So it can get quite messy, but don't worry about it, because this is also about not only alkalizing the body, it's about getting rid of any mucus in the body and any inflammation in the body. So try 30 deep breaths in and out.
Okay, great. We've got some tissues on hand.
I've got some tissues on hand, mate. Don't worry about that.
All right, let's do this.
I'm ready to wipe your nose for you.
All part of a personal service.
All part of the service, mate.
Only in Elliott's Breathwork school do you get this.
Go for it. So what we're doing here is we're taking breath from the crown chakra. Almost, I want you to imagine that you're breathing in through your crown chakra, into your third eye, down to your throat chakra, all the way down to your root chakra. A little bit more intensely. So yeah, really get it in and then out. So it's really intense. I want you to oxygenate in your body as much as possible. By the last one, we're going to hold it in. So when you hit 30, you're going to hold it in for as long as you can. Anything over 1.5 minutes is good. I think I've got up to like 4.5, 5 minutes at this point. But you might start to feel a little bit lightheaded, and your body will start to tingle. All the cells in your body will start to tingle. I find it quite a euphoric feeling, because what your body's doing is your body's sort of saying, shit, what's going on here? We're starting to run out of oxygen. So it goes into like real survival mode, and you really, really start to utilize everything in your body. Kind of like when we're fasting, we're utilizing all of the weakest cells for energy. So this is really getting down to the point where your body just has nothing to go on, and then you take a big deep breath in at the end, and you'll feel like you've never felt before. The first time I did this, I was in Ibiza about 3 years ago, and I nearly passed out with a full body orgasm into a swimming pool. It feels absolutely amazing. So it's always advisable to do any work that gets your body into an alkalized state before doing long periods of fast as well. So you'd have seen Lauren on the previous videos. She'd done quite a lot of breath work with me before taking part in the fast, and also she was plant-based for at least a week beforehand, and she's pescatarian anyway, so her body was in quite an alkalized state. Right, that'll be enough. Hold it in for as long as you can. So generally I do this particular breath work for about 3 times, 30 breaths in, 30 breaths out. And then I'd move on to doing exactly the same thing, but in through the mouth and out through the mouth. So you tend to get slightly more oxygen in and out through the mouth, but I like to clear both passageways, because what we're going to be doing on the third and final one is we'll be going in deep through the nose and then out through the mouth. So what this is doing is we're taking in air and energy through the nostril, taking it down and then blowing it out through the mouth. So what I'd like you to picture is that you're taking it in through your crown chakra, taking it through all of your chakra systems and then blowing it out. So in effect what you're doing is getting energy going through an energy wheel, because if you were to turn yourself sideways, you're going in through the nose and out through the mouth. So that creates the wheel, the energy wheel. So this is my theory of it, and this is to get as much chi, prana, life force energy into your body as possible, and you will feel amazing when you do this. I'd advise to lay down the first couple of times you do it, because I have done it so intensely sometimes. As I said, the first time I did it I passed out for about 1 second, but it feels absolutely amazing and really oxygenates the body. And this is kind of the food that I'm having at the moment. Whenever I'm feeling hungry, I do this and I feel totally re-energized. It feels like every cell in my body has just been hit with like an electrical nourishment. That's the only way I can describe it. So we're going to see how Luke feels after this. After you've let this air out, I want you to let it all out and then hold your breath with all of the air out of your body for as long as you can. Now this won't be quite as long as you can with all the air in your body, but see how you get on. So we could be here a long time, depending on how alkaline Luke's body is. All right, let it all out and hold. Now this generally, you won't get above 30 seconds to a minute. But when you take this final breath in and hold it again, and hold, it's a great time to do meditation after breath work, because you'll feel a level of peacefulness that you've never felt before. You'll feel connected to everything and you'll just feel so at ease, and so it takes the background noise out of everything. Your ego is just told to shush and you feel a total peace. We'll ask Luke how he feels after this. So we'll probably only show you this, but as we've spoken, next Luke will go through the same process in and out of his mouth, breathing deep into the belly, feeling that the air or the chi or the light is going through all of his chakras, and then going in through the nose and out through the mouth. How'd you feel?
Really relaxed.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Very clear. Great.
Yeah. And that's just through the nose. When you go through the mouth, it's even more intense. And then when you can get the whole energy wheel going. Another good thing to imagine is you're breathing in anything that you want, like any goodness, and breathing out anything negative that you're holding on to at the time.
Beautiful. I think we can do a demonstration for them in through the mouth, right?
Yeah. you want to do it through the mouth, or should you do a demonstration for all of them, or?
You're the teacher. You teach me.
So go on. We'll go straight onto, because the mouth one's quite easy. We'll go straight into the nose, out through the mouth now.
Okay.
So if you could turn sideways. So what you want to picture here is that he's going to be going in through his nose. It's going to be coming in and then going out through his mouth. And while he's visualizing this, we want to visualize it coming through the crown chakra all the way down to his root chakra, and then blowing out any negativity. So he's taking in light, chi, prana, life source, whatever you want to picture it as, taking it through all of his energy system. So you're cleansing every single chakra, every single energy system in the body, and then blowing out anything negative that you've got in your body. So it's really getting that energy wheel, doing this and spinning. If you're comfortable, sit like that. If not, you can turn back to the camera now.
Okay. 30 times again, or?
Yep, go 30 in through the nose and out through the mouth. So this is great at letting go of anything, any built up emotions or any suppressed emotions that you've had, or any anger that you've had. Just visualize that you're letting that out. You can actually see, because it's quite cold at the moment, it's coming out. So if you're doing it in the cold, it's great to visualize that coming out in the fog that's coming out of your mouth. You're just releasing anything that you feel that you've held on to. It's a psychological thing, but it works very, very well. Part of the fasting that we do is about releasing emotions, because we store a lot of energy and a lot of emotions in water, and our body contains 72% water, and our fat cells store a lot of water. It's my belief that some repressed emotions and energy get stored in this, and by fasting and doing breath work and sweat lodges, and by also emotionally letting it go through crying, it's always good to have a little cry, because you're releasing anything that's stored up within you. These are the things that I encourage when doing these sessions. I can almost feel that. Always great to be doing this out in nature as well. I mean, you can do it in your house if you wanted to, but if you can do it out in nature, 100% better. As I said, we're going to be taking a little trip down to the river and indulging in a little bath in the river in a little bit. So you'll catch us doing a little bit of breath work in the water as well. See how we get on. So for me, this last particular breath work, as I said, some people will tell you to go in through the mouth and out through the mouth. Some people will tell you in through the nose, out through the nose. But generally, I feel like the energy wheel, the way it's designed, is to go in through the nose and out through the mouth. Because we have 5 senses, well, we have a lot of more senses than 5 senses. And you might have seen me do a video on the 8 clear senses on top of the 5. But the 5 senses we have, obviously smell is part of it. So take it in, breathe it in, and let it out through the mouth. This also, to me, helps release any of those thoughts or negative emotions that we want to release. Coming to the end of it now. It's almost like a euphoric feeling. The first time I did this, I was actually amazed that my whole youth was spent messing around with recreational drugs, and I could have just been sitting in my bedroom doing a little bit of holotrophic breath work, when your lungs can actually produce something called DMT naturally. And it is quite an amazing feeling. I'd have saved myself a lot of money if I'd have known this stuff back in the day. Sorry.
Me too, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel very zen.
So how in comparison to the previous did you feel?
Feel tingly all over my body and hands.
So you will get the tingly sensation more as you go through these. So through the nostril you'll get it a little bit, through the mouth you'll get it a lot more because you'll oxygenate slightly more, and then I find with the final one it's almost like you almost get a sense of just sending out a signal. It's very, very powerful. I would love for you to comment below after you've tried this and let me know how you get on. And I would definitely advise laying down on the ground or laying down on a surface to do it for the first time, because I don't want anyone smashing, falling over or falling off the chair like I have done. So take heed.
I can feel
A little bit swayy.
the swayiness. Yeah, definitely. I feel super zenned out. I've got some tears in my eyes.
Yeah, no, I can see that. You do feel more connected to emotions. You do feel like you're letting go some emotions as well. So I've regularly had a big cry after a breathwork session. In fact, I was with a breathwork teacher called Isik recently, and I had a real big cry. Let out some real, almost felt like past life stuff for me. So yeah, don't be afraid to cry. I almost cry every day because something so beautiful will happen. It makes me realise that life is so much more than what I originally thought it was, and we're so much more powerful than what we originally thought we were.
Crying's amazing, by the way. I used to hate it. Now I love it.
You feel so amazing after crying, and after breathwork combined, it's like multiple mini orgasms.
What's next, Sensei?
So we hope you enjoyed that little introduction to breathwork and how I do my breathwork myself. This is something I'd advise you to do for at least 7 days before attempting a serious long fast, wet fast, or a serious hard dry fast. If you're just going to do a short wet fast, you don't really need to do much of it. But if you're going to, definitely follow these steps and see how you get on. Also check out Wim Hof, check out a lady called Isik. I'll put her link in the bottom.
Isik Talbar.
Yeah, I can't pronounce
Freedom
the second name.
Through Breath. She operates out of London.
There's also a guy on Instagram called the Breathwork Guy. So check out all these guys and take what you resonate with from all of us, because it's about finding what works for you. But you're going to see a video of us shortly, and we'll probably edit it in of us doing a little river jump. So enjoy the rest of your Monday and have a great start to your week. Thanks for watching.
Let us know if you would join us. There we go, there's the sexy Elliott Harlin-Bethell. Let us know if you would join us. You just have to do it. Be brave. Breathe deep.